Yo, we out here. We got the homie Zoocci Dope. I've been told it's Zoocci, not Zuki, you know. Firstly, thanks for coming through, man.
No doubt, bro.
Heard the album,
Yeah.
great album. Firstly, I just want to find out about you. What really stood out just from the intro, is you say you're always working to make the music sound good, pressing these knobs. That's why you don't go outside a lot. Something similar to this. Yeah, it's not exactly the word, so don't shoot me down for the wrong quote. But you say that you basically like I'm always working hard, pressing all these knobs to make the music right, but you don't like going out to the world because you can't press a knob to fix the world, and you can't compress your thoughts and all that. For me, that was like shit. That was like pretty highly introspective. Tell me a bit about you, your life. What do you need knobs to make life perfect? Why do you need
man.
knobs?
Certain things we just, everybody's always going through something, you feel what I'm saying? So I've always felt like everybody's got their own problems. Even if like you've got your own, it doesn't mean like you've got the hardest problems, but everybody's got problems.
Yeah.
So I mean, things like that, bro. And like, I'm sure people wish like they just had knobs to fix those instead of having to go through them via time and stuff. Yeah, that's what it all meant. Like via my problems though, and things I go through.
Yeah.
So I've always wished like it was as easy as sitting down and mixing a song.
Yeah. Which is what you do well.
Yeah.
And I mean, one of the things that really is blatant on the album, you obviously mentioned your father, that's passed away. I mean, because you mentioned it, it just made me wonder. You're like, he might feel like, is that tattoo? Is that Scarface?
No, this is Zeus.
Oh, I lost track there. Yeah. So so like you mentioned that. I mean, when did you lose your father?
2009.
And it's almost 8 years ago.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, so 2009, 8 years ago, you were probably 15.
I was in grade 9.
And at such a young age, why would you think that your father could have thought that you were angry at it?
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. We weren't talking, because we had some disagreement, and like he called my mom and stuff to pass me the phone, and I'd like, nah, I don't want to speak to him. And then fast forward a couple of days later of that happening, I get a call from my mom like, come home and stuff, because I was out in the streets with my friends. And then when I got home, she told me what had happened. He passed away.
So like when you say out in the streets, do you live far? Where's your family?
My family right now, my mom is in the Eastern Cape right now.
Oh, okay. So when you were in the streets, hustling, or you were in the streets? What were you doing in the streets?
Now, like, my mom moved, she moved from Pretoria, I think a couple years back.
Yeah.
But then she officially moved, I think, around this year.
Yeah.
So back then I was staying with her.
Yeah.
And when I say I was in the streets, I was just like around the block,
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, for me, it literally like almost kind of created the first line I just said. It created almost like the base of the conversation. I mean, I was just. You came and you got a lot of notoriety and acknowledgement from working with Big Star, right? How does the Big Star relationship kick off, and what were the benefits of that, moving forward? When did you feel like, okay, cool, now I can drop my shit?
Me and Big Star met a couple of years back, I think around 2015.
Yeah.
Just since then, we've just been working on and off. I met him through K2. K2 wanted to make a song with me and Big Star at the time, so he brought Big Star to my place. And then me and K2 stayed connected from there.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Big Star stayed connected from there.
Yeah.
And we've just been working on and off. Like, even some of the stuff that you hear now, stuff that was like recorded quite some time back.
Yeah.
As far as the right time to like drop my work, it wasn't even really based off no Big Star or nothing. It was just, I had put out enough work, I feel like. But then the work that I had put out was like, not really explaining like my story. It was like the club stuff, the happy stuff. So I really felt like people should get to know me, like not the happy stuff that I've been doing the whole time.
I mean, some of the names that you've worked with, just off the bat, like guys that you've produced for besides Big Star. I mean, your library of work because you say you've done a lot of other stuff, you know. So some of the stuff that you've worked with, or artists that you've worked with, production-wise.
Yo, quite a few, bro. I've worked with Black Les, you know. I did a couple of things for the Les. I did some song on his album, the past album, the Hall of Fame album. I've done work for Reese, you know. Done work for probably like 90% of Pretoria. I've done work for a lot, bro. Like nothing's coming to mind. But like DJ Speedster. I've done stuff for Radix, you know. Youngster. I'm doing stuff with Chad right now. Like a lot, bro. Got a song with Gigi Lamaine coming out soon. I've done stuff with Stogie. I've done stuff with a lot of people, bro.
I think that, like, as a producer, your storytelling is so vivid and so clear. Versus production and rapping, which one for you feel is the one you got more strength on?
Versus production and rapping?
Yeah, which is it rapping or production? Where would you rather be?
Production, definitely.
Yeah.
Not rather be, but like I feel like I'm more polished there.
Yeah. And so basically, you basically started with. I'm assuming you started with producing, or were you writing or balancing it? I mean, I just never get the head of a. I see a lot of producers try to do stuff, rap, and the shit doesn't come out the way it should come out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With me, it was a thing of I started making beats, right? Like that was like the first thing I did, and then I got to a point where nobody was like jumping on my beats because I was like making them for myself, really, and I wasn't all that good. So I started like trying to jump on them myself, and even via the mixing and mastering, because like almost everything that I've dropped is mixed and mastered by me. With the mixing and mastering too, I'd work on my own vocals to make it sound good, and you know, and then only later on I decided, let me just stick to producing for a couple of years. I think it was like 4 years where I was just producing only and not on the mic, and then I came back to it. But I'd always been like doing choruses for like the neighborhood guys in Pretoria, and like the unknown artists, upcoming people.
So you've basically been out there.
Basically,
Pretoria is its own hub, man. It's its own hub of like talent. You know, it's like a rap Durban.
But it's a trap, though, you know, because Pretoria is designed in such a way where if you get a little bit of popularity there, like Pretoria's got its own clubs, you know, it's got its own type of scene. If you get a little bit of popularity there, you get trapped there, and you don't even break out. Like you could be so big in Pretoria and so popping in Pretoria, but the minute you like pass Midrand, nobody knows you. It's kind of like, and I was stuck in that for a minute too.
So basically, that's it just intrigues me, right? It just intrigues me, and your relationship with Kid X, you know, and Doomy, you got Doomy on the track. Doomy goes in crazy out there. I mean, how do those worlds come together?
It's really just, you know, them seeing what I'm doing, and obviously I've always seen what they were doing. And I think Stogie, the first time he spoke about me, or the first time I got wind of it, was like, it was with you. It was the verse of the month thing, and he said, you know, some nice words. And then apparently also he went on Metro saying I must holler at him. And then a couple, I don't know if it was like a couple days or a couple of weeks, but he hit up Big Star to bring me to the studio. He was having a session, and me and Kid X have been speaking. Like I had Kid X on WhatsApp and via email before I even met him. And when I got there, Kid X was already there, and I had already sent him the song that he's on my EP. Like by the time I met him officially for the first time, so we just exchanged work. I did some stuff for them, they did some stuff for me.
Do you feel that, like, if you say the scene is you pretty much grow, do you feel that to a certain extent you could have maybe fast-tracked your positioning in this place where, I mean, you dropped this tape and everybody's just been hearing you from little ad-libs on people's songs. I think this was a surprise, you know. I ended up listening to you. I mean, I got your production, I'm like, cool. But I listened to your production just because of your album, just because of the social media talk. You know, I was like, let me check it out. You know, I mean, do you feel that like you do you feel that you could have fast tracked this position to actually like be out here beyond Pretoria?
Yeah, definitely. I won't lie, I wasted my time, you know, just doing a couple of things, but you know, you live and learn, man. I wasted my time like for, I'd say about 3 years. I pushed myself back for like 3 years because I was doing like stuff that not didn't make sense. It made sense at the time, but stuff that anyone could see that it was not going anywhere, and I was like pushing that. And then I spent like a year and a half just in my studio, just working every day and just trying to get better at everything. And that's when I started like, okay, let me have a different approach and let me do things this way, and then it started working out.
What's in the name Zoocci Dope?
What's in the name?
Yeah.
Like Zoocci, I got from my hood in the north side of Pretoria. Yeah, I used to wear a lot of Zoocci.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So one time, like you know when you're wearing your favorite brand and you like really like it. Yeah, I used to like, you know, feel really fly while wearing it, and people could see that shit. So some of my homies at the time were like, yo, you think this label is so dope, like this is not even Gucci, bro. And they started calling me Zoocci, so it stuck. And then the Coke Dope is just an adjective of how I think my work is, like Coke Dope, yeah.
So what's the plan? I mean, you've definitely broken out the Pretoria scene. You've learned that like there's a bigger world. Where are you taking it now? Because I think some people are still processing you, you know, and they're getting into you. I mean, what's the big plan now for Zoocci? You've learned your first round.
Like the whole EP, the Morning Star EP. A lot of people might feel like, okay, that's like he went ham and he went hard. Like, what's beyond this? But for me, I had dropped so many hooks at the time. And as I said, I really wanted people to like get to know me, like, and what music I make personally. So I don't want to say it was like a Scooby snack or anything, but it's really something I put together for that specific purpose. And I'm planning on working on an album, like probably by next year, because the rest of this year I've got more features coming out and I'm dropping my own videos and stuff. So I'm working on an album by next year, probably mid-June somewhere. I should drop an album. That's my biggest plan right now, and that's where I feel like I'm gonna do my best work.
So how do you, when I come and I wanna record some shit, how do you choose, any artist comes, how do you choose beats that you go, this is gonna be for my project, this one I'm gonna share? You know, our producers are always locking out the good shit.
No, for me it's not like that. Like, if I'm in the studio and I'm working on a beat, right? Because this is my process. Like, I work on a beat, and while I'm working on the beat, like a hook could come to me same time. And if I feel like that hook is not for me, I'll send it out to like people. And then if I feel like that hook came from a place that I resonate to most, then I'll jump on it. It's not like I choose and be like, okay, this is mine. That's whoever's. So
you're a producer. You literally like get in, do the hook, the works.
I produce, bro. Like, the thing I really like though is like mixing and mastering. If you listen to my EP, and this is not like, you know, a shot to anyone or whatever. If you listen to my EP, I feel like there's been very few in history, essay wise, like projects that have been so sonically correct. If you listen, those are things I focus on most of all. The raps and stuff, you know, that's just, I wouldn't even say I'm a rapper. I get on the beats, and if it sounds like I'm rapping on it, if it sounds like I'm singing, then that's what it is.
Are you gonna break away from creating rap music though? Let's say you get an opportunity to produce something else outside rap.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's a thing of growth, you know. Once you get to those type of levels, I feel like that's when you're growing. Once you can step out of your genre or whatever and start doing other things. So that's definitely a focus for me too.
That's dope, man. So you obviously don't have a name for your album. It's pretty premature to kind of be asking that. You're not working on a sequenced like story with these albums.
It might, you know, like, who knows what might happen, because when I say I'm working on a body of work, I'm not just gonna record songs and put them together and be like, okay, that's an album. I have to go through theme, you know. I have to go through the sonics of it, the storyline, like everything just has to make sense.
you come across like you really care about the making of the music. Do you feel that the game? Do you feel that there's a lot of people caring about the making of the music right
Definitely not.
now?
Niggas, like, guys don't like. And yet again, it's not a shot to anyone.
Yeah,
but like,
go ahead.
the whole thing of like just recording or just rapping to rap or just rapping to have a smash hit or just like from like my shallowest choruses, like, and I always refer to the choruses because that's what people know me for, but like from my shallowest chorus about, like, let's say I've been chilling drinking with some people I don't know, that's like something that was happening at the time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I was really chilling with people I didn't know. There were really people at my house drinking liquor that I didn't know. And then, like, for that, I record that. Like, whatever's going on in my life, that's what's going on. But you get these guys that tell you, I'm making 50 G's or I'm in the club popping whatever, and they're really not. So for me, it's just like, it's a personal thing. So how it sounds, I always feel like it's a reflection of me. You feel what I'm saying? And guys don't have that connection to their music. They're just recording to, let's make a hit, or recording to, I need a single, or I need an album, or whatever. There's no deep connection with the stuff.
So generally, there's a lot of just mass production in hip hop, and not enough quality. You know.
I've always felt that way.
But who do you listen to though? What do you feel like this cat is? This is the shit.
Locally,
yeah.
Locally right now, and I say this in every interview, like, locally right now, and people know this, but they just don't say it. Even like some of the guys I've been in sessions with, they know it, but like nobody gives credit where it's due. But like, nobody's doing it like Reese.
Reese, yeah?
Reese he's a monster right now. He's providing the music, and it's top quality at the time. And I'm not saying this because he's a friend of mine. It's just, I see it and I hear it. I listen to Reese quite a lot locally, and I listen to myself a lot too. Only just, you know, trying to get better through that. Locally I'd probably say I listen to me and Reese and Flame too. Flame is dropping an EP also called Clouds.
You hit me up about it.
It's pretty dope also.
Just
people are just like really dope. That's what I like most of.
You care about people who care about the craft, basically.
Like people where you can see it's not I know I can get some girls off rapping or some stuff like that. Casper bought a Bentley. I feel like if I start rapping, I'm gonna buy a Bentley too. There's people who do that. Man, it's refreshing to have this conversation because it's just refreshing to have a conversation with people that care about music. You know what I mean? But you know, you seem a bit corrupt though. Corrupt?
Yeah.
In terms of what?
I don't know. You seem like you've been selling dope. I thought that Zoocci Coke Dope was like, you know, you just stopped selling dope. You're like, all right, let me wrap it out. You know what I mean?
Corrupt? Nah, man. I wouldn't say I'm corrupt. I'm just always at the crib working, you know?
Yeah.
Even at clubs, like, if I'm not booked to be at a club, or if there's no homie of mine that's having like a launch or whatever, like if I wasn't personally invited, you'd never see me out. I'm always like at home working. If I'm traveling, I'm going to the studio, and then if I leave that one, I'm going to another one.
Yo, man, I wish you all the luck.
Shout out,
I wish
bro.
you take this out to the whole of Africa. I mean, I felt, you know, I mean, look, I feel your profile is growing and is gonna grow. But I felt that when I listened to the album, because I listened to all that, I listened to everything. You know, I just felt that it was key to actually like have this conversation, and I'm glad that like I was correct, because you care about the music, and that's all that matters, you know, about people that care about the music.
Nothing's more important than the music, you know.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say you're an artist, then that's the thing that should matter to you the most. Even interviews, like, guys just want to be famous, bro. Like, some of us really don't have a choice as to what we do. We do music because we just feel like we've got a connection to that, and like there's no other option. And
you study music, really?
I went to a production school for a year, and then I dropped out after a year. But that's not because, you know, I'm lazy or anything like that. It's just because personal stuff. All
right, yo, Zoocci Dope. Look forward, man, to hearing the album. Look forward to hearing more collaborations. What can we expect? You say you got something coming with Gigi Lemaine?
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other features?
A lot.
You signed non-disclosures.
Yeah, I can say whatever I'm working on, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've got a song with Rouge coming out soon. DJ Radix. I've got the Gigi, as I said. Me and Chad are discussing an EP. If that falls through, that's gonna fall through.
Yeah.
I've got stuff on Stogie's album. I've got stuff for Kid X. I'm doing Ginger Trill's next single. I'm working, pretty hands-on in his album too. I've got my documentary coming out, I even think this Sunday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I'm dropping videos to like every song on my EP also.
And
I've got a couple of songs on Reese's album. I've got a couple of features on Flames, Flames project. I might be working on an EP with
Man, you just need to get. I just hope your publishing shit is together.
Yeah, man. I've learned some lessons off of that too. So I hope those lessons are finished.
Yeah.
I try to straighten it out.
Don't worry. If anything, it'll link you to the right guys that will literally give you the right shit, bro. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. This, you gotta be. It's cool you're doing it, but you gotta look back and say it's taken care of me so much. And the more you see how music takes care of you, the more you wanna constantly do it. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Not because you're like on some, hey, we're just trying to make money. You know what I mean? With that said, my G, I'm gonna wrap it up.
All right.
We'll catch you. The EP is out there. You gotta check out the EP. It's Morning Rise, right?
Morning Star.
Morning Star. I always said, remember Big Star, Morning Star. I just saw the link.
Yeah.
Morning Star, I think it's fresh. It's nice and short. You know what I mean? And it tells the story. I think it really tells your story properly. You know what I mean?
Which was the whole point.
I love it. Peace, my G.
Shout out, bro.
Nice one. We out.